everyone, if you watched my last video where you saw me make this Tudor oven, you'll know that at the end of the video I said I wasn't 100% happy with it. Now one of my subscribers gave me a little bit of feedback about the fact that Tudor ovens normally have two slabs removed so that the pots can sit on top and cook. So when I did a little bit more studying of Tudor ovens from above, I noticed that those gaps tended to be in between the archways of the oven, and as I wasn't 100% happy with my Tudor oven, I decided to take the risk and remove these two parts. So I thought I'd show you what I did in this video so that you can watch along and see the improvements that I made. I also did a couple of other little bits to the oven. At the end of the video, please let me know what you think. Let me know if it looks better. I've decided to keep all of these bits that I've scraped out because I think I've got a use for them later on, so I'm going to pop them into a cup and I'll let you know if I use them. As I've not cut through the wood that's on the worktop, I've decided to paint these a dark colour so that it looks as if you're looking into darkness. I also decided to make a bit of a change to the shape of these archways. So I decided that when I looked at it, I could just tell that it was made out of thin plywood, and I thought that in a real Tudor oven it's probably going to be made out of stone and be thick. So I decided to use some polyfiller to build up behind these archways to make a stone effect, and then I've also kind of brushed forwards to make a more curved and rounded effect so that you can't see that sharp edge of the cut plywood. I wasn't fond of how the painted parts at the top were looking because they looked so dark, so I decided to use some of the polyfiller dust that I'd saved from before, and I rubbed it into the paint once it had dried to give a more muted, toned down effect so that the darkness wasn't so obvious. So it's still dark and shadowy, but actually it blends in a lot more now and I think it looks more authentic. Once the polyfiller around the archways had dried, it was time to give it a quick sand down and then add some of that smudgy colour back to make it look like it's got ash around it. It was just black soft pastels that I used for adding that smudgy effect, and when it was done I placed it back into the kitchen. You'll notice that the flooring and the fireplace are finished here because I was doing them all at the same time. They are in separate videos. If you've watched the flooring video, you'll know that I then added some black soft pastel underneath and I filled in some of the gaps with polyfiller to finish it off nicely. I also made this charcoal. I've not attached it yet, so it's not in this video in place. If you've got any advice of what to stick it down with so that the glue isn't shiny, then that would be much appreciated. So I am thinking of maybe putting some lighting in here, so keep watching for video updates, and thanks for watching this one.